Runātājs būs ļoti interesantā tēmā. Es sākumā viņu pieteikšu latviski, un tad pārslēgšos uz angļu valodu. Un tie daži no jums, burtiski daži, tiešām bija atzīmējuši, ka neko nesaprot un arī nerunā, tad tiem es vienkārši ļoti aicinu, vienkārši noskanējiet kodu, atveriet Google Translate un uzslēdziet klausīšanās režīmu, viņš brīnišķīgi tulko. Ne izcilā kvalitātē, bet ļoti labi saprotamā, un Henrics runā ļoti vienkāršā valodā. I'm going to switch to English now. So, I'm always passionate about people who do things very good and who go in a room and they shine and bright. And when two people in 1 week told me that I need to talk with Henric, because he's very good at what he's doing, then I said, oh yes, I do. And when he came to KIC and told us what he's doing with the mental health and with mental trainings and with sports teams, with Latvian Hockey Federation, with football federations, I thought, well, this is completely working in a business as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, Henric Johansson. Woo! He will tell you everything we need to know.
Thank you very much. So in the afternoon, I have to ask you, are you tired? No. Because I learned one thing, you never ever ask a Latvian if they are tired. I did that when I met my wife, because I'm born and raised in Sweden. And in Sweden, it's very, like, especially when the man does it, that if we ask, like, are you tired? Because that means that we will take care of you, you know. But not to a Latvian woman. It's like, what do you mean? No, just ask, you're tired. I'm not tired. But you look tired. What?
True story.
Yeah. Okay, so I will go slow and easy. I'm working with most athletes here in Latvia now. I've been in Latvia for 5 years, but I kept my work in Scandinavia, so I was like one of those guys that was going back and forth every week. But from April, I decided to put everything on one card and move completely to Latvia. So, yes, and now it's October, November, and some said you will never survive October, November. But with black bread and some other things, it's all good. I will actually share a story from like between seminars, because when I do my mental training and coaching and those kind of things about leadership, communication, teams, whatever it is, for the sport people, like Anna said, I understood that this can also be brought in, of course, into the business life. And when I'm doing that, I'm all excited of spending like 1-2 hours, maybe a whole day with the audience or the team, and really feed them with good quality content. But actually it was happened between those seminars and workshops that is the most interesting, because that is like the ordinary life and what we have most of, all of us. So just follow me with this story. I was in the middle of the train station in Oslo. I was very busy, and I got a phone call, and I looked at the display and I saw it was like a weird, country code. And immediately it's like, nah. But then it was like familiar, and I was like, no, this is a number from Finland. And I love Finnish people. They are not like the little brother to Swedes, because that's Norway. Finland is more like that wild brother, that does all the crazy things. That's the Finnish people. So I picked up the phone, answered the call, and it was a man named Kari that called me. I had coached Kari's son, which is an ice hockey goalie, playing in Germany. And I've been doing work with him, and now as a father, he called me. And he said, it's more or less game over, Henric. I said, like, okay, you're Kari's, Miro's father. I know you have a business and I know a little bit what you, but tell me some more. And he said, like, nay, to stay in the game and to run the business is so hard. It's so stressful now. I am in the top. I am the leader of people that are not motivated, and they actually doesn't seem that they know why they are here and working together with me. I'm over. I cannot do this any longer. I need something strong to go to sleep. I need something strong to wake up. I have like no relationship with my wife any longer. And I know Miro, but the two other kids, more or less, I don't know what they are doing. I'm miserable, Henric. What shall I do? And the first thing that I said, Kari, what is so important for you in your life that if I take it away from you, I threaten you? What is so important in your life that if I take it away from you, I threaten you? Oh, you mean like values? It's like, yeah, like values? I don't know. That's like, no, that's common, because I have asked these questions probably long over 1,000 times with clients. And it's like, the first thing, even without that setting, I ask people, what is important for you? You know, in your life. And people are like, what do you mean? What are you thinking about? What are you're planning? What is important? You mean values? Yes, maybe values. Oh, like those companies has and municipalities and schools and all of that. We make it simple. What is so important in your life? That if I take it away from you, I threaten you. Because this is the drive in your life. And I said, Kari, you know, freedom for me is the most important thing. Second thing is creativity. And the third is new learning. I did the job with this. I come up, those are my basic core values. That's what drives me every morning. I wake up 4:30. I go to the gym 5 o'clock, and I just heard in the under, one of those positivities. Guys, again, Kari thought. And I said, this is my drive. I feel that if I have freedom today, I know I will do good. If I have creativity, I know I will do good. If I have new learning, I will do good. I have been sitting up there since 10 o'clock this morning listening to Latvian the whole day. I didn't learn anything. But it is beautiful. I heard the word strada, I know that. That's also what my wife learned me. She said, Henric, there's like one word you need to know, and that is strada. And then she added one more word, and that was also strada, so strada, strada. So I gave Kari the work to find out his values, and I told him, write them down on paper. Like I have done here. For example, creativity. And then in your room, bedroom, whatever you do, you just place them on the floor. And then when you have your 3 core values, don't think too much. It could be whatever. It's freedom, it's creativity, and health he had. And then I said, when you wake up or whenever you do it, you go on the paper and you stand here and you talk to yourself and think about this value, why that is a value or not. That is the training you should do to next time we talk, Kari. Okay? And then you talk to your wife also about why this is so important for you. Okay? So that was like training I gave him. Well, stay motivated. He had no motivation. Very, very little. You know, when it's just like empty. That with top athletes is very often that they have so high peaks of performance, so more or less a lot between become very, very empty. And I said to Kari, what about motivation? Why? So I don't have any motivation. I said, you know what? Values are the drive. Find them out. Go on the papers on the floor. Do the job. Number 2, you have always 100% motivation. And I heard in the under end of the phone line again, 100% motivation. When you wake up, it's 100%, and when you go to bed, it's 100%, Kari. Remember that. Live that. Take it. What do you mean? I said, life force, passion, all of those words. Motivation is always there. The questions you have to ask yourself is, for what? Why? Where is it going? Find it out. Because motivation is always going somewhere. And he had health, like one thing that he was very, motivated to have as a value. And I said, when you want to go to the gym and train so you physically can tackle all of this stress and everything it is, I have no motivation for that. I said, where do the motivation go? Find it out. It goes to stay in the bed. Okay, is that good for you? Nay, I feel guilt. Okay, did you also pay the membership for the club? I said, yes, it's also expensive here, no Kari. So, can you do something with that? Yeah, I cannot motivate. Now you have 100% motivation. You just need to transform it into and move it where it should be. So start to think for yourself. What will happen if you come to the gym? You start to gym. You start to get better health. Oh, so yeah, I have people that I work with and say, like, you know what, Henric, 60% of the motivation today goes to work with you. Oh, thank you very much. It's 40 left. Where is that going? I'm thinking about vacation next week. So we always did the math. How many percent goes where and why? But it's so releasing because in my library at home, I have so many books about motivation. And I had been like a super motivator. I was traveling around in Norway and motivate those Norwegian people. And they are so positive, you know that? When Norwegian people talk, they even sound positive, whatever is happening. Because they all talk like this. So they end up, and it sounds so positive. But what was happened was that when I did like one circle of those positive talks, it went a little bit of time, and then they called me, can you come back again? I said, like, why? We were so motivated after you left, but what? We are not any longer. So you need me again. It's good business though. Yeah. But then I started to say, 100% motivation, you have it all the time. Find out what direction it's going in. Teach, train to switch it to something else that is more beneficial for you. Okay? And then, the last thing I said to Kari, you need to trust yourself. You need to trust others. I said, I have the feeling that everyone wants to screw me up, honestly. And I cannot trust that they're doing the job any longer in the firm. So you try to control it, right? Yeah. And that's exhausting. Yeah. And that goes against your values like freedom, right? Yeah. And there's no motivation in a good direction with that? No. So that's why you're calling me saying you need help, because it's like game over. And we have a trust issue in this country that has this, of course, history and story itself. But for me, that is raised in Sweden in a beautiful little city called Degerfors. It's only famous for football and iron business. when I grew up there, when we left for vacation or will be away for a couple of days, more or less every time father put the key in the mailbox. Because maybe someone needed something. So we trust everyone. And I'm coming to Riga. Trusting everyone. Step into the tram. Oh, the tram is fantastic. I know some people, oh, do you go by train? It smells so. Yeah, it does. So I go by tram because there is real people and I see them and I smile to them, you know? And that is a little bit weird. So I did that to one, I mean, she was a beautiful lady. And that maybe also was a mistake of me, but I looked at her and I smiled. And I said like, isn't it a good day? And she looked at me and said, what do you want? So I come home to my wife again and I said, you know what happened today? And she's like, but you cannot say those things, Henric. Okay, so I need to learn to behave here. Yes. But now after some months, I also start to say, like, what do you want? I don't know if it's good or bad. Now my point is that you need to trust yourself, that you are good enough. I think you have people around you, maybe you're a leader of a lot of people, maybe not so many, you have family, you have those that you have around you. Trust yourself first and start to trust others. You know what? Trust, it's like built up over long term, right? We heard that, and you can lose it in a blink. I have a lot of things I teach, which is another little twist. And with trust, for me, trust is a decision. So I can make a decision right now to trust you. Built on experience, built on some other things. But that is a little bit cool to take as a gift today. Start to trust people a little bit faster. Don't wait for them to earn it, because that can take a very long time. And there is a speed in trust, because when we trust, everything goes faster, right? So I told Kari all of this, set up a training program for him, and I said, if you do this, the value job, you do the motivation, where it's going and why, and you start to trust yourself, and you do this for 2 or 3 weeks, every day, papers, call me again. And he called me again. And he said, Henric, yes, I stay in the game. You do? Yes. I will never ever quit. I love it. I said, oh, that's weird. That's a little bit different than the first time and the first call we had. Yeah, I know. But I started to think about my values. If you take freedom, health, those things away from me, you threaten me. This is so important. I started to talk to my wife about it, my kids, my colleagues. I started to ask more or less everyone, what is so important for you? And it was so many different things, and it was so interesting. And finally we got some drive into the business also, because people were listening and talking with each other. Wow, yes. And we find out where the motivation was going, and that was like crazy. I said, what? Yeah, it was so many directions. So we had just to work a lot on it, so we more or less now have the same flow with it. Amazing. And you know what? No, I trust myself. Really? Yes. Because there is speed in trust, and it feels good, and we need things that feels good. So that could have been a football player, that could have been a student, it was Kari, it could have been you. But remember to know your values, that you have value yourself as a person. We need to hear that. Not just stare in the mirror and say that I have value. Say it also to others. And find out where your motivation go. My motivation now go to, as fast as possible, go to the airport so I don't miss the flight. And the last thing, trust, trust, trust. Please, let's help each other with that, to trust each other, because it's power in trust. Okay, Paldies, thank you very much.
I'm now thinking, you know that feeling when you know something really clicks? And you didn't hear other stories. You heard them, but you didn't hear them in your own language. How motivated you were to be here, to sit here, listen to the Latvian presenters and be here. It means we really have some connection here, right?
Yeah.
And I know one thing that gets all of you who were talking today and will be talking today together. You not only have the fundamentals of the knowledge, and you have as well, but also the passion in there. And I think that's the key of every education. You can't have one of them if you're passionate and you're not so smart. It's just a passion. And if you're smart but you can't bring it on, it's even worse. Thank you so much for getting this vibe. Ladies and gentlemen, Henric is ready. I hope you still are after today to be one of the kids trainers. And we are starting this Stay in the Game authorized program. What, by the way, you did together with the motivation from Rubins, the hockey player, you know, Rubins? Yeah? And we are trying to bring it into leadership together. So let us know which of your leadership teams wants to taste it, or maybe you as a person want to do it, and we will make it happen. And make Beautiful. You as motivated as Henric was today.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions? Kādi jautājumi vai strādā? When I was little, you can think about the question. Some people told me that I don't look Latvian, and I don't talk Latvian because I was too active for a Latvian. And what I want to, is it true? What I want to know, I want to be Latvian because I believe Latvians are the most genius people on one square meter, because we have such a small land, but we are so smart. But I want that passion that you have to bring it into Latvian people and have that strādā feeling that Latvians have, to stay there. How can we do it? Like, you have been working and you are married to Latvian. What's the key to make it both
to
work?
Be married? Now, I have a saying actually that I used to say wherever I go, and that is that Latvians doesn't know how good they are.
True.
So that day when you wake up as Latvians and understand, like, oh shit, we rock. That's cool. Yeah. But we have to come over, that shyness and that smallness and all of that.
And he said we. You feel like Latvian.
Yes, yeah.
Ooh! Ladies and gentlemen, Henric Johansson.